Well, howdy, 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 nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this. Now, I have no idea what's going on inside of my body with my biochemistry. What was it, 2-3 days ago? I was in the absolute pits, the troughs of despair. I was empty and hollow inside. I woke up this morning, took a shower. I feel top of the world. I can't say exactly bursting with energy. I did take a shower. I am tired and exhausted because of that. But past that, I feel energized and filled with optimism and happiness. And I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with my biochemistry anymore. You know, I've gone decades having a 2-week cycle, and this past year things have changed inside of my body, I would only assume, because of changes in my behavior that haven't happened for decades. Because my entire life up to this last year, I would drag all day during the light. And then as soon as the sun went down, you know, and as I tried desperately to stay awake all day, the sun went down, and then I would wake up. And there, I would not have taken a nap. I would have not have fallen asleep. I would just be dragging, trying to stay awake all day, and then zing, I am wide awake. That's happened my entire life, all except for this last year. As we went into this winter, all of a sudden it got dark, and when it got darker at night, instead of being energized, I just got more fatigued. And so I've been going to bed early, trying desperately to stay awake, but then just saying ugh and going to bed early. That's not usual for me. As stated, I'm 55, and you know, for 50, I can't say for 54, but for decades I have been just dragging and then energized when the sun went down. This last at least 6 to 8 months it's been the opposite. I mean, I'm dragging all day and then really dragging at night, and then I fall asleep. So yay. But then now things are not changing, but I'm not dragging so much. At times, like right now. I mean, last night, I'm still going to bed early because I hit 10 o'clock at night, and I am just so tired I can't even stay up anymore. So I've got to go to bed, and I do so. I always used to, this is another change that's only happened in the past month, and I'm not going to complain about this one. I get woke up from back pain and body pain, shoulder pain, leg pain, all sorts of pain every single morning. I almost don't need an alarm clock because pain wakes me up. So that's always fun. It's usually I'll wake up like pain is kicking me and screaming in my ear and just saying harshly, you know, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. And that's the way it's been ever since, well, not all my life. It's only since I hurt my back in 2003. It's been very difficult to sleep, and it's just gotten worse over time because I used to be able to sleep on my left side or my right side. I couldn't. Sleeping on my back has always been problematic, but then ever since I injured my back, I couldn't sleep on my back anymore. If I did that, just the pain was so intense, I needed physical help from people to help me to stand up. So I could stay on my left or my right. Never really liked sleeping on my stomach, and it's only been the past 15 years that my neck has been so bad that I can't, it hurts just to turn it that far. So my neck is such a mess that I can't turn my head to the side and sleep on my stomach. It's only been this past couple years, ever since my wife died, well, even before that, because I always had to sleep on my left side and face the wall so she could snuggle up next to my back, so she could stay warm. She had a real difficulty staying warm because the radiation therapy she had for her Hodgkin's lymphoma as a teenager damaged the brainstem of her brain. And so it was difficult for her to stay warm. And so she would snuggle up to next to my back at night and stay warm. And so I stopped sleeping on my right side, but it's only been since she died that I can't lay on my right side anymore. The bend of my spine is such that it is just painful, painful, painful. So I got one side I can sleep on, my left. One issue with that is, and I've mentioned before, but for everybody that's new, I don't move when I sleep, and I don't know why. Because I used to take 45 milligrams of methadone every single day. Which is a lot, which is why I take 5 milligrams every single day now. I take 2.5 milligrams in the morning, 2.5 milligrams at night. That's the equivalent of 10 milligrams of morphine daily, and it barely keeps me going. It just barely takes the pain off, and largely I use it because it's the only thing, coupled with this anti-restless leg medication called ropinirole, that knocks out my restless leg syndrome created by the nerve damage from all my various back injuries. So sleeping has not been fun for a very long time, because if you lay on your side and put your arm out like this, you're going to have strain on your arm. Normally when you're sleeping, you move. You feel strain on your arm, your body moves. I don't move, and I don't know why. So when I lay down and my arm's a little strained, I fall asleep, it stays strained. And if you want to feel what that's like, put your arm into a strained position and hold it there for just 10 minutes. And then imagine what that's like. Extrapolate that out for 2 hours or more. Yeah, everything is so sore when I wake up. I don't know why I don't move, but it must be with the same thing that causes my sleep apnea, because I stop breathing when I sleep. It's not obstructive. I have no soft tissues that are closing off my airflow. It is just as I'm sleeping, I stop breathing. My brain forgets to send signals down to my lungs. So, to not have a heart attack or a stroke every night when I go to bed, I put on a VPAP sleep mask, which is variable positive air pressure, which is basically, it is a vacuum cleaner with a hose that I strap to my face, so it's blowing air like an air compressor into my face, so that if I stop breathing while I'm sleeping, the air being forced down my lungs keeps me from suffering from oxygen deprivation. Yeah, that's why Carrie Fisher died at 66. Sleep apnea killed her, gave her a heart attack because she stopped breathing while she was taking a nap on an airplane. Sleep apnea is dangerous, it's scary, and I always fall asleep up here during the daytime and wake up like 2-3 hours later. Sometimes my head is ringing like it's inside of a church bell that's just gone off, and I can just barely focus and think. That's because I stopped breathing for a very long time, and that is not good. It'll take an hour or more before the ringing in my head goes away. Thumbs up for that. Now, one thing that I've forgotten to do so far, I have a hamster cage down to this side because I realized that because I got rid of one of my other hamster cages, I can't put the bin cages on top of that anymore. And so I've had to really bend down. But then I realized, these things are modular. They stack because of their lids. So I kept Charvey's cage down there at the bottom, and I just stacked Bad Ears' cage on top of that. But since I had Boogle's cage, that's who's there, on top of the cage over there, now I've got this cage here, and then inside here I am digging out the little bedding to pick up, I can't remember whose turn it is. I've gotten all confused with my hamsters and showing them off. So I've got little Bad Ears McGee, little Patches Jr. Oh, he's shivering because he's scared. I just woke him up. I dug him right out of his nest, out of a deep sleep. And so he's shaking in my hand. And I'm sorry, little guy. I didn't mean to scare you. So there, he's actually not being afraid of the camera. I think it's must be the angle of my hand. It's raised up like this, and they must not like having their heads upward, so they turn to have a more natural position for them. But this is little Patches Jr., little Bad Ears McGee, and his ears are kind of uncrinkled. He must not be all that tired. But he's a good little guy, so I'm going to put him back in his cage now and let him go back to sleep, because he is an absolute sweetheart. All of my little hamsters are. There you go, little guy. I'll cover you back up. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not really sorry. I want to show them off because I love my little hamsters, I'm proud of my little guys, and it's a good little thing. And of course, because I'm crazy, I actually picked up another really old guy. Somebody just didn't want him. I'm crazy, I took him. So I've actually got 5 hamsters now. I went from 4 to 5. I don't know how long he's gonna stay alive. I'm letting him get used to me and the new place, so I'm not going to show him off for a while. If I do, I mean, because like I say, he's old. I got him because I just didn't want him to be, given away or put out or just, gotten rid of. That's never nice. That's never good. So I got a good little guy. He's like 9 toes. He's actually got all 10 toes, but I noticed when I picked him up that he's like missing the tip of one of his toes on one of his feet. So he's like 9 toes on that. I guess that's 19 toes, not 9 toes. Well, no, they don't have, they've got 4, so that's 14 toes of 16 toes. Because they don't really have thumbs. They may have dew claws somewhere. I don't know. Dogs and cats have got like a little nub type thumb thing and dew claws where they would have had thumbs. But hamsters, I don't know if they have that. So I know that they've got, their 4 little fingers and their paws this way, and they pick stuff up and they eat it. It's just without a thumb, you're kind of stuck. It's difficult. Excuse me. Is a silly thing. One of the things that kids do, if you've never done it, just try doing stuff. Tuck your thumb in like that, and then try to pick stuff up. Try to do things. You will see why primates became the dominant species on the planet. I mean, once our ancestors got this thing going, and then this started piling on parts, there was no stopping us. The opposing thumb is such an amazing thing. Of course, I've watched a couple videos on information and stuff, and if the fact that we have such a short palm is such a good thing too. Like chimpanzees and apes and all that, they have such a long palm. Their palm is like as long as their fingers or more, or like twice as long. And so it's the long palm, it makes it very difficult for true grabbing stuff. And so our hands are awesome. It's a good thing we don't use them for walking on, mostly, depending on your activity of the day or how drunk you are. I've gone crawling more than once or twice during my drinking days. Yes, I have. Oh boy. In fact, I remember when I was like, what was it, 22 or 23, when I was in the Air Force in Germany. It was New Year's, and I was trying to take a whole case of beer bottles, Heineken beer bottles. You could go down to the Airman's Club and you could charge, because you could get a tab, you could charge a case of beer, and I'd always go do that. And so I had a case of Heineken beer bottles. I was so hammered when I was trying to take them out. I'm amazed I didn't die, because I would remember, this is back in the 80s when we were using dorms that were built in the 40s. So in our dorm rooms, it was concrete floors in the halls, concrete steps to go downstairs. I'm carrying this case of beer bottles and I'm drunk. So I'm dropping the case of beer bottles all over the floors, and I'm falling down on top of the beer bottles. I bruised my back and my sides up from landing on top of beer bottles. I should have stabbed myself to death because those bottles fell from 5 feet up, bounced around on the concrete floor, and then 200 pounds of drunkard fell down on top of them, and they still didn't break. You don't have workmanship, not really workmanship. The man part is problematic about that especially. You don't have manufacturing like that anymore. Good golly, these days, because, you know, everything costs so much, they make things so that they just work and then no more. So the beer bottles, you drop it now and they just go poof! And there's glass everywhere, so thumbs up for that. Journey was interesting because there were pizza places off base and you could order a pizza and a case of beer. So they'd bring you a case of beer and a pizza. It was good stuff. Now I have opened up 24 hours worth of comments on my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people. I count an ASL on the fingers of this hand, American Sign Language, but I still get lost. That's why it's arranged. If I mispronounce your username, my sincere apologies. I'm an American English speaker. We're not really good at like names, but I do my best, and I'm not reading the comments now. I'm going to read them later. I'm going to thumbs up everyone I read, answer as many as I can. I have got lag spikes galore. I can only hope that they are not showing up in the actual recording. And so, very, very cool. Thank you for having left a comment. Good comment, bad comment, indifferent comment. The fact that you left a comment is awesome. I don't think I'm going to have time to do my Humble Bundle spiel today. So, Supreme So-Called 420, thank you very, very much. And Super Monkey, with like 5 Ys. Ice Damon, thank you very, very much. And Big Goose, greatly appreciated. Jason G, thank you so very, very much. Thomas S, thumbs up and thank you. The Wolf Leader, IDK, thank you so very much. Will Robinson, greatly appreciated. Law Shun, greatly appreciated and thank you. Nearly XP, thank you. Dr. Zoom 111, thank you very, very much. Lizbeth N, thank you, greatly appreciated. Kurai Akuma, I sure hope I'm close, thank you very, very much. Yours truly forever, thumbs up and thank you. Marcin Nodowski, I sure hope I'm close. And oh, we had Movies for Life again. Remember, my eyes glance through the things and I just stop at random, so you never know who's going to get thanked. I never know either. And Mega Man, thank you very, very much. Fly Guy, thumbs up and thank you. Then there's Vince Medea, however you would pronounce that as the name. Hannah Maloney, thank you very, very much. I don't know if I'm properly a 20 or not. That's why I say it's a range. And then there's Leonidas Livriel. Ooh, I'm so far off, but thank you very, very much. Evan McFleggett, greatly appreciated. IQ is thick. Son of a gun about that. And then One Lost Alien, thank you so very, very much. And last but not least, Nolan Schultz. Greatly appreciated, each and every one of you, as stated, to get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. Thank you so very, very much. If you could check out my links down below, that would be awesome. I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, Google+. That would be awesome if you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron. That would be beautiful and awesome. Now, if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes. I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very much. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. And if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be cool, but I would understand if you don't want to. My personality's rubbed people wrong my entire life, so if you don't like my videos, you don't want to subscribe, I understand. But if you are down with it, I will do my best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time. Especially since we slap a few coats of sealant on you, stack you like cordwood down in the basement, you'll last for decades before you go sour. After all, especially in these hard economic times, a guy has to eat. Cannibalism for the win. Just remember, don't eat human brains. That is not good for you. You'll get kuru, laughing sickness. It's an infectious prion disease. Don't eat human brains. Not good for you. Bad. Really? How about that? Anyway, though, yeah, there's no real time to whore myself out for Humble Bundle, but if you want to go check out the Humble Bundle, there's a link down there. You can go. They kick back stuff to me. I buy stuff from them. I'm a partnered with them. It's, hey, you know, if you don't want to, that's fine too. I got a reaction video coming up. I got a game video coming up. And hopefully you're going to have a great day today. So you take care. And remember, avoid the death bus. If you see the bus coming and it has your name on the front, don't get on. Just don't.